If you're relying only on Sam.Gov to find your government contract opportunities, you're missing out on a staggering 90% of government contracts. Sam.gov is overwhelming. Thousands of listings, confusing filters, technical jargon. You type in what you think you're looking for, but you get all irrelevant results. Or you get expired solicitations or documents that make zero sense. So, are you the problem? No. A lot of people also complain where to look for government contracts. The most common frustrations that come with Sam.gov is that daily Sam.gov searches. That's hours wasted and nothing to show. Irrelevant results, contracts that don't match your business, confusing PDFs and attachments. There's always at least over 3 attachments with at least 20 pages of government jargon. And lastly, no real leads, just dead ends and frustration. But here's what no one tells you. Sam.gov is just the tip of the iceberg. Many federal contracts never show up on there anyway. So what's really happening? Sam.gov is just one slice of a massive government contracting pie. Opportunities hiding elsewhere, and most never appear on the main site, which makes it an invisible market. That's billions in contracts you can't see. So because Sam.gov is only the tip of the iceberg, what's also on the iceberg? You have the PPA calls, that's billions in invisible spending. State contracts, which is a separate system entirely, and for every state, every city, every local and education, they have their own website, they have their own system, their own logins. You have the task orders, which these are hidden from public view, and then you get to Sam.gov. So we have Sam.gov, which is very hard to get, but we'll get to that later. And then let's say for the state of California, you have all these websites, right? Every website on its own is just for the state of California. My computer is even lagging because of how many tabs I have open. We also have the grants website, which is grants.gov. And here are the mistakes you're making. You're using it like it's Google. It's not Google. You can't use natural language because that will fail. You need to understand what keyword is. Sam.gov doesn't understand plain English. You're also missing the codes. No NAICS or PSC codes. These are invisible to the system. And the filters, the default settings hide most relevant contracts. So we'll get to that later as well. Mistake number 2, you're ignoring the early signals. You're ignoring the source of odds. You're ignoring the pre-solicitations. You're ignoring the draft RFPs. And then you get to the final RFP. Now, let's fix mistake number 1. Use AI to find what Sam.gov misses. We need something that can translate the contract jargon. We need something that understands plain English explanation of opportunities. We need something that summarizes massive PDFs. And we need something that will match our business, not just keyword matching. And we also need something to fix number 2 to go beyond Sam.gov. We want something that has Sam.gov, which is the federal competitive bids. But we also want something that got the local government contracts, which is the SLED, the county and city contracts, and the state portals as well, along with the grants and the SPIR, STTRS as well. And that solution is going to be SamSearch. I'll show you what I do with SamSearch that makes my life 10 times easier. First of all, I don't have to go through multiple platforms to get the results I want. I can either have my federal or state or grants or SPIR, STTRs all in one place. Let's just stay with federal though. In the federal search, I don't have to treat it like Sam.gov where I have to do the matching, the keyword matching. I can simply actually use plain English. So if I want to search for cybersecurity contracts with the Department of Defense, I should find cybersecurity contracts with the Department of Defense. The first thing that you'll notice here is that I'm getting a smart summary of the contract and what this contract is. Let alone I also have these filters that I can filter my results to either narrow or expand my search results. So that could be the due date, the relevance. I can sort by relevance, deadline, and oldest or recent posting. I can select the posted date, the contract type, and the set aside NAICS code and the department and agency as well. Now, to filter the early signals, we can choose source assaults. We can choose pre-solicitations to find these contracts before we can bid on them, just to make sure we have them. But let's choose solicitation for example. Again, I'm getting a smart summary of every contract I want to bid on. With the view, I'll still be able to see the actual listing on Sam.Gov. Let's choose this contract for example if we're interested on it. We see here that there's a bunch of attachments that we would not know what they talk about at all off of these names. Let's download this one for example. So this attachment is 54 pages that takes me through so many things that I don't really know yet, and I'm still not even sure if I want to bid on this contract. Over here we have all the instructions and conditions that are, I'm sure, important, but I'm still not even making my bid decision on this opportunity. So if I go back to the actual listing on SamSearch, I have the summary of the attachment right here, and I can summarize any of these attachments, let alone the Ask SamSearch AI feature that lets me chat with the opportunity and ask it any questions I want. So I can simply ask it scope of work, and it's gonna draft me a quick message of what the scope of the work is. So I don't have to do all the manual search myself. So to fix mistake number one, which is only looking on Sam.Gov and using the keyword search that is very much irrelevant, we can use plain English to look for federal, state grants, and SBIR, STTR as opportunities. We again get a summary of what the contract is, and we have multiple AI features within here to make the most out of the opportunity. And to fix mistake number two, which is ignoring the early signals, make sure you're always looking by source results and pre-solicitations. And you can also be a step ahead further and actually not search for them. You can set yourself alerts with the notice types of special notices or source results or pre-solicitations, for example, and you will be receiving daily emails as the alerts for this query, and now you're a lot ahead of the competition. So stop missing opportunities. Stop wasting your time on Sam.Gov alone. You're missing 80% of the available contracts. Try SamSearch, see all government opportunities in one place and generate proposals for them as well. And start winning contracts this month, not next year. You can do it this month. So hit the ground running and try SamSearch today in the description of the video. And please subscribe and hit the like button, and happy bidding.